How's it going, everybody? It is Vigil. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle versus Trey over here in the OU tier. So looking at his team, I'm thinking it's Mega Zam, probably a Z-move Lele, or maybe even a Z-move Tran, probably a Scarf, Landorus T, and maybe even just Stealth Rock, Heatran, Rotom, probably the Defogger, and Tangrowth, probably just a Soul Vest. So this team I'm using is with a Choice Specs Blacephalon with Banded Crawdaunt, Z-move Magearna with Fairium Z, Mega Lopunny, Bulky Ferrothorn with Stealth Rocks, and a Choice Scarf Landorus T. So looking at his team, yeah, he has no good switching to Blacephalon at all. Choice Specs, like, is just going to claim almost Shadow Ball every single time I bring that guy in. So my priority is going to try and bring in Blacephalon as much as possible and try and go for some nice Shadow Balls. So I lead off with Landorus T as he leads off with the Heatran. Very nice matchup for me, as now I can just go for a U-turn, predict him want to switch out because he does not want to take an Earthquake. Because if he does stay in and, want to take an Earthquake, hey, that's fine by me, but I doubt it. So in comes Rotom Wash. I'm going to get some nice chip on that and bring in my Blacephalon. That's the chip I needed to knock it out with a nice clean Spec Shadow Ball. And yeah, down goes the Pokedex. So right off the bat, Blacephalon doing what it does best and claiming lives. Unless you got a Chansey or a Tyranitar, then Blacephalon doesn't appreciate those. I mean, I could Mind Blown Tyranitar, maybe 2-hit KO it. And if I do have Trick, I could Trick the Chansey, but I don't have Trick on this set. So anyways, I bring in Landorus, expect an Earth Power, but he actually makes a nice play going for the Magma Storm right there. I didn't expect that because I thought you would want to Earth Power a +1 Blacephalon because Shadow Ball with 2-hit KO Heatran all the time, even if you're max Pedef. So really surprising, but hey, nice play from Trey. Now I go for the U-turn as he goes into Tangrowth because I expect him to not want to take another Earthquake, and now I get to bring in my Banded Crawdaunt, as Banded Crawdaunt would easily just KO this Tangrowth because I'm expecting it to be a Assault Vest Tangrowth, like I said, just looking at this team, and it is going to be a Assault Vest. And I didn't want to bring in Blacephalon because Blacephalon actually doesn't KO Tangrowth from the range I was at, and also Tangrowth can maybe knock me out with a knockoff or an Earthquake, so yeah. That's why Crawdaunt is in play there. And also he doesn't have a switch into Crawdaunt either way. So now he brings in Tapu Lele. I brought into my Ferrothorn as I expect maybe a Moonblast, but I actually went for the Focus Blast. So nice play as Ferrothorn can get 2-hit KO'd by that. So I expect a Fighting Z or a Focus Blast from this Tapu Lele. He does go for the Z move, but not the Z move I was expecting when I went to Blacephalon. Since I was expecting a Fighting Z or a Focus Blast, I thought Blacephalon would be a good switch-in as it would be immune to it, but he catches me with a nice Psychium Z, so pretty nice play, as I guess he was thinking that he could KO Ferrothorn, and he doesn't want to miss a Focus Blast, so that's why he wanted to just go for the Psychium Z at that point of time. So now I bring in Magearna, as Magearna will easily take anything from Tapu Lele. I pull a switch out into my Crawdaunt, as I expected Heatran to want to come out, because Heatran's a really nice switch into Magearna. Can't really do too much unless I'm like Fighting Z, but I'm not. I'm Fairium Z. Maybe I'll stay in if I was Fighting Z, but I'm not. So anyways, he goes for a Taunt on my Crawdaunt, which is interesting. Maybe he thought I would go for a Swords Dance, which is odd, because Psychotrina's up. And maybe he just thought I would be Dragon Dance. I don't know, but either way, I knock him out with the Craft Hammer. In comes Lele. I just go into Ferrothorn, as Ferrothorn's my sack, since I don't really need Ferrothorn anymore. Looking at his team, it doesn't really do too much. Focus Blast does a lot. Landorus T can do a lot with Earthquake. It's weakened to the point where I can just sack it. So he actually went for a Calm Mind when I switched out. So very nice play, just to do a lot of damage to Magearna if I did want to bring that out with a Focus Blast and weaken it. But I do want to keep Magearna healthy, as Magearna with a Trick Room can easily just sweep his team with Fairium Z. Like, I just go for that Fairium Z when Trick Room is up and just start rolling the ball, snowballing through. So now I bring in Mega Lopunny as Psychotrina's out, and I just go for the Fake Out, get some nice chip, and then I can knock him out with the Frustration, because he has no good switch into Mega Lopunny. Looking at his team, like Landorus and Alakazam don't appreciate Frustration. So now in comes Alakazam, should be faster than me with the Timid Nature, unless he's modest, but nobody really runs that anymore, because Mega Lopunny is such a threat. I like to run it, but I mean, he shouldn't be running it. So anyways, I brought in Magearna, as Magearna should be able to take 2 Focus Blasts. Unless he gets very high rolls, it will knock me out. But unfortunately, Focus Blast does what it does best and misses. And then he misses again. Which actually, that one didn't really matter too much unless he plans to knock me out with Landorus' Earthquake. But then I'll just bring in my Crawdaunt and just kind of KO Landorus with an Aqua Jet, because all I need is just chip damage up on it to knock it out. Honestly, I just need chip damage on his Alakazam too. With Trick Room up, Crawdaunt kind of just like sweeps him as well with Trick Room. So that's why Magearna Trick Room is really good. So anyways, I just go for the Fairium Z. He has no switch into that since his last mod is Landorus. Knock him out. And yeah, that's unfortunate. Focus missed. He could have maybe got knocked out Magearna with 2 focus misses. But, you know, I probably would have just went to Lopunny, started faking out and stuff like that. He would have to go into Landorus and, you know, it'd just be a different end game if he did get 2 high Focus Blast rolls. So Landorus is actually not going to be Adamant or Bandit, so that's good. Because Jolly never knocks out max HP Magearna, and I get to kill him with Flash Cannon. So pretty nice for me. I just went for Flash Cannon because all I needed was a chip for it to get knocked out from Crawdaunt or even Mega Lopunny's fake outs. Because if I miss a Fleur Cannon, that would kind of suck, and if you got a crit with Earthquake. So that was the play. So yeah, GG versus Trey. He had no switch into Blacephalon, but hey, he did make a nice play with that Lele Psychium Z, and he did miss with that Focus Blast Alakazam. So next up we got versus Danny. He got a Crocodile and Infernape. Nice UU Mons and a UU BL Mon. Mega Gallade. Don't mess with Mega Gallade, man. I love that Mon. And it can win draft leagues. Whenever you have a Mega Gallade in draft, it just wins. There's nothing you can do. Anyways, Chansey is going to be a threat for Blacephalon because I can't really just spam Shadow Ball. Chansey's always just an annoying Mon. And then Gliscor is also going to be annoying because Gliscor can just easily switch on my Landorus and take hits from Lopunny. But hopefully Crawdaunt will do a lot versus him. Like, looking at his team, Crawdaunt just puts in work. He has no good switching to Crawdaunt. Where's your water switching, bro? Anyways, so my plan of choice, or my plan is just going to be try and just break with Crawdaunt and maybe late game sweep and Magearna trick him. So I lead off with Landorus as he leads off with Crocodile. I see his Intimidate went first, so I know he's going to be Choice Scarf and outspeed me. He goes for a safe knockoff and crits me and does over 1,000,000 to my Landorus. I was like, well, okay then. That's unfortunate as I just U-turn on out and bring in my Lopunny. So that kind of sucks getting my Choice Scarf knocked off because now I don't really outspeed much on his team like a Lade. If he's non-Scarf Lele, non-Scarf Infernape, that really is bad. And I would assume he's non-Scarf on those guys because he's Scarf Crocodile. And usually you would just have 1 Scarf, or maybe he has 2. I don't know. Either way, I bring in Mega Lopunny and just go for a Frustration as he brought in Lele, and it gets critted. So, hey, we take those. Critical hit back to back. That's kind of funny. So, he brought in Mega Gallade. I know Mega Gallade can easily take a hit, so I'm going to go into my Landorus. I mean, not easily, but it'll live the hit. Because Frustration will do chunk off Mega Gallade. But, yeah, Landorus is going to be my sack. Get a nice Intimidate off, you know, just in case Gallade needs to Swords Dance up. That could be threatening, but either way, he just goes for the Zen Headbutt and not going to risk a Swords Dance because what if I just stayed into Frustrations and try to go for another critical hit? So anyways, I brought up Magearna. Magearna will easily take close combat from Mega Gallade when it's at -1, and he just brings in the Gliscor. And yeah, I just go for the Fleur Cannon. I don't really want to go for Fairium Z, mainly because he has Chansey, and I was expecting Chansey would come out, but Gliscor was an interesting switch. I didn't expect it, but hey, I'll take that nice, beautiful damage on the Gliscor. Now he brings in the Chansey, and I remember in the live stream I told him, I was like, you know, Chansey should have been your switching. Like, it easily just comes in. Maybe he thought I was trying to bait in Chansey, and I can, you know, capitalize on that and bring in something else, but still, like, Gliscor is usually going to get bought by Magearna, unless he thought it was a Soul Fest, and he expected Volt Switch. Then I can understand that, you know. I can understand if you expected Volt Switch from a Soul Vest, but I'm not. So anyways, I brought my rocks up, so Gliscor is going to go down to the rocks, and then Infernape came in, and I don't want to take a Fire Blast load on the Blacephalon, but he goes for the Nasty Plot. I'm like, oh, baby boo. But luckily he switched out, because maybe he can't knock me out with anything with the Nasty Plot. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, Focus Blast, Fire Blast, and Vacuum Wave, I don't know. Maybe Grass Stomp. But either way, I go for the Shadow Ball. Crocodile lives that on a Sliver, and luckily he does not Pursuit Trap me. I thought he would Pursuit Trap me right there because it would just like KO me. Maybe he thought it was like Scarf and he didn't want to pursue and just go for knockoff because maybe he thought Crocodile was just dead. But no, I'm Choice Specs and he should have maybe saw that from the Crocodile damage. Maybe he just wanted to knock off one of my mons. I don't know. Expect me to stay in a Blacephalon and thinking I was just going to get pursued and think that Blacephalon will just go down. Either way, Ferrothorn's Leftovers get knocked off. He sacks his Gliscor, which is interesting. He just brought that in to get it knocked out. He could have just kept that as a sack for later, but hey, either way, that's fine with me. He brings in Gallade, goes for the Swords Dance. I decided to just sack my Ferrothorn and just go for the Gyro Ball, because if he makes his Mega Gallade take -1 defense with the close combat, I bring in Mega Lopunny, and he has no good switching for that. And Mega Lopunny kind of just cleans up either way. But yeah, I just critical hit him with the Gyro Ball, so I'll take that too. Anyways, yeah, he brings in Infernape, since Chansey doesn't really beat Ferrothorn with Leech Seed, and he just knocks me out the Fire Blast. But now I get to bring in my Lopunny, go for the Fake Out, do some chip damage to Infernape to ensure that Frustration will not get out. If he does have Focus Blast, I mean not Focus Blast, Vacuum Wave, that could be a little annoying, but Mega Lopunny will take that since I didn't really take any chip damage earlier. and Chansey will just go down to the high jump kick. Unless I miss my high jump kicks, that would really suck. But anyways, it doesn't really matter because I'm pretty sure Crawdaunt will take care of Chansey because Crawdaunt is just a monster choice band. So funny enough, I didn't really get to use Crawdaunt that much this game when I thought I would have. But Mega Lopunny put in that work, and yeah. Ferrothorn at Gyro Ball, which is funny. Just KO'd Mega Blade with crit. Didn't expect that, but there was a lot of critical hits in this game. So, GG to Danny. Next up, we got versus Ryan. He has an interesting team. He has him on top, Lucario, Incineroar, and Melodic. You don't see that too much in OU. And then you have Latios and Gliscor, which you see a lot in OU, I would say. Mega Latios for sure, because it's just really good. But actually, scratch that. Mega Alakazam is more used than Mega Latios, so that's why Mega Latios dropped down to UU and then it got banned, so unfortunate. But I still think Mega Latios is just amazing, honestly. Its coverage moves are great, even though Mega Zam is a little bit better. I mean, I always knew Mega Zam was better, but still, Mega Latios can just do, I guess, a little bit more with its coverage moves. But either way, that's beside the point. I just lead off of Landorus, he leads off of Incineroar, we both have Intimidate, and he fakes me out. So he gets a little bit of chip, and then I U-turn into my Crawdaunt. He goes for knockoff, gets rid of my choice band, which is unfortunate because now I can't do big boy damage like I usually do, but I still got adaptability, so he's going to take a bunch of damage. But then he brings in him on top, Beyblade, and intimidates me, so that kind of sucks. I don't really get to do too much damage to him on top, but I do get to knock off his leftovers, so I'll take that. So he has no recovery. So I bring in my Landorus as it's going to easily take any fighting move that him on top wants to go for. He goes for a nice Toxic as that is going to put my Landorus T on a timer. And yeah, pretty good chip what he's doing to my Landorus T. He's really whittling it down a lot with the Fake Out, the Toxic, and stuff like that. So I got to be careful of my Landorus T. I'd go for a U-turn because I expect to switch. He goes into Gliscor, very nice play. As Gliscor will easily just take anything Landorus wants to go for, unless I'm going to be like Zorzan's Flying MZ. But I'm not going to be that set. So anyways, I brought in Crawdaunt, as Crawdaunt will threaten out the Gliscor. I expected maybe him on top want to come out again, but he does go into Melodic, so that kind of sucks. Turns out he's going to be Flame or Melodic as well, so his Marble skill and his defense is just going to skyrocket because of that Marble skill. So that kind of sucks. I should have went for the knockoff so I could have knocked off that Flame Orb so then he doesn't get that defense boost. But at least he's going to take 6% chip every single turn, so that's okay, I guess. But anyways, I bring in Ferrothorn. I want to get my rocks up because I'm tired of him switching around. Honestly, I'm just like, alright, we need to get these rocks up, bro. I'm tired of you just switching out around freely and willy-nilly. You need to get punished. So, rocks are going up. I go into Landorus onto Lucario. Lucario is actually a massive threat if he does have Ice Punch, but luckily he just goes for the Swords Dance right there. And if he is going to be a Z-move Lucario, that is even scarier. But if he's Focus Sash, he can just stay in here, maybe even Meteor Mash me. So I decided to just go for the Earthquake because I don't want to risk Lucario because it is a massive threat for my team. But he does make a safe play going into Gliscor, and I take more Toxic damage. So maybe he baited me right there, but hey, nice play. So I'm going to switch out Landorus into Crawdaunt, and unfortunately this Gliscor is going to go for the Earthquake as he predicted me to switch out. He expects me to probably be Choice Scarf Landorus as well. Very nice, and yeah. So Crawdaunt is going to go down to the Earthquake. I just went for another, I think, knockoff or Grabbing, I forgot. I didn't go for the Aqua Jet, mainly because I just wanted to do more damage to the Melodic or the Himotop if he did want to bring that out. But now I get to bring him Choice Specs Blacephalon, throw my head at him, and Mind Blown, and down goes Gliscor. It always one-shots Gliscor, and that's why I love Mind Blown. It's an amazing move that can just KO mods. It can KO, or 2-hit KO Tyranitar. So, but it always KOs a Gliscor, so that's why I like it a lot. We do lose half our HP, but hey, it's worth it, getting rid of that Pokemon. So now I make a risky play going into Magearna as in comes Mega Latios because it could go for the Earthquake. But I knew since I am max HP, maybe I could live too, maybe. But he just goes for the Psyshock, so actually that's pretty nice for me. I'm pretty lucky that he didn't go for an Earthquake, if he even does have that. So, they usually do have Earthquake though. It hits Heatran, hits Tyranitar, hits Magearna. Like, it's a no drawback play to have Earthquake. But I guess he just went for Psyshock. Maybe he doesn't have it. I don't know. Maybe he's called mine. Either way, I get to tricking him up as he goes into Incineroar, and I go for that nice clean Twinkle Tackle, and that is going to KO this Incineroar. Incineroar is not going to live a Twinkle Tackle. I don't care if you're a Soul Vest. You're not going to live a Twinkle Tackle. John Cena, you're going downtown. I don't care if I can't see this. So, anyways, I get that Soul Heart +1, and it is looking good for Melodic looking good for my Magearna over here. As Melodic comes out, it is not going to take a +1 Thunderbolt. Actually, it does take it pretty dang well. That's one Spadef Melodic. What am I saying? but at least he gets 2 KO'd, and Scald does absolutely nothing. So, I mean, Melodic does kind of stall out Trick Room, but at least it doesn't beat my Magearna. So in comes the Megalodios as I go for another Thunderbolt. Nice play as he wants to stall out more Trick Room, but at the same time, I could just go for a Flash Cannon and knock him out. And since the Melodic is weakened to the point where another Thunderbolt will knock him out, I'm pretty much free to go with, you know, kind of just staying in and maybe even going for another Trick Room. So in comes Lucario. He could be fighting him Z, but I do just stay in, but he just goes for the Earthquake, and that is going to KO my Magearna, unfortunately. So, oh well. He has that super effective move. Earthquake is pretty nice to KO or Heat Trans and stuff like that. And yeah, he actually turns out to be Life Orb as well, which is interesting. But now I get to bring my Choice Scarf, Blacephalon, and knock him out. So down you go, Lucario. Lucario could have Bullet Punch, but I think Blacephalon might even live that with Life Orb. So I don't know. Anyways, in comes him on top. If he has Sucker Punch, he has Sucker Punch. If he doesn't, he is going to cast this +1 Shadow Ball, and it is going to do a ton of damage. And Beyblade is not living that. I don't think that crit mattered. He wasn't a Soul Vest. I was at +1 already, and I was Choice Specs. So yeah, goodbye. And then in comes Melodic, and down it goes to the Blacephalon's Shadow Ball. So Blacephalon just kind of doing it big, like usual. When the Incineroar was gone, Blacephalon's field is just gone. Like, it's a field day for Blacephalon, really. Everything's gonna get KO'd by Shadow Ball on his team. So pretty nice, pretty nice. That's why I really like Crawdaunt and Blacephalon together. They really complement each other well with the Z move, Magearna and Lopunny. Really nice team. So next up we got is versus Zach, and looking at Zach's team, he has a cool looking team. Dragonite, you don't see that too much, and he also has Zam and Scizor, so it's probably regular Zam and then Mega Scizor, because nobody really runs regular Scizor. Tapu Koko, I don't think it's going to be the Z move, or maybe it's going to be the Defogger for Dragonite, I would say, because it's pretty decent unless it's Defogger Scizor. Heatran, probably just the Rocker, and Azumarill, maybe Belladrum, I don't know, it could be just a Soul Vest because he has no switch into Greninja. I think it's going to be a bulky Azumarill, maybe even like Sapsticker, because he has no switch in that at all to Greninja Ash. I mean, Gunk Shot could do a lot to Azumarill too, so if he runs into a Protein Greninja, he's going to have a lot of trouble. But either way, I lead off of Landorus, he leads off of Azumarill, and I just go for U-turn because I know I can take an Aqua Jet, and like I said, I expect him to be bulky. But he switches out to Scizor, as Scizor will easily eat that up, and kind of just roost it off by bringing Blacephalon, because Blacephalon, he has no good switch into it at all. Blacephalon kind of just goes for Shadow Ball every single time it comes out. But he does bring in Heatran, and that is not going to take 2, so Heatran is going to go down to another Shadow Ball. Even if he's Max Spadef, I think it's a roll to talk out Heatran with Max Spadef, but it turns out he's not Max Spadef, so yeah, we knock out Heatran with another Shadow Ball. In comes Azumarill. I don't want to take an Aqua Jet, just an off chance he is going to be offensive. I still think he's defensive, maybe even a Soul Vest, I don't know, max attack, he could be that. But I bring in my Ferrothorn, but he makes a nice play going for a knockoff, so I could have just maybe went for a Shadow Ball. But he could have been a Soul Vest still, so I don't think maybe Shadow Ball will knock out the Azumarill from the max HP. So he does take a nice chip with the Iron Barbs, but he knocks off my Leftovers, so that kind of sucks. Now I get my Rocks up, and then unfortunately he's going to be Defog Scizor, and also he doesn't Mega Evolve anytime. So that's pretty interesting. I guess he is going to be Mega Zam, but later on you guys will see it's going to Mega Evolve, so spoiler alert. Anyways, go for Leech Seed, as I can kind of just stay in on Scizor. What is Scizor going to do? Superpower me? I mean, it will lower its attack, and I can just gain more HP with Leech Seed, so I don't think he would want to do that. I get my Rocks back up as he switches out, because I'm keeping those Rocks up. That Dragonite's going to get its multi-skill broken. He brings in Azumarill as he pulls a nice switch from the Zam to Azumarill. I guess he expected me to switch out, but I brought him Magearna, as Magearna was my switch into Zam. And I guess he doesn't want to stay in with the Azumarill on my Magearna, because I just go straight for the Thunderbolt. Maybe he expected an Electrium Z or something like that. Maybe even Volt Switch. I don't know. He could have went for a Liquidation and did some nice chip, but yeah, Tapu Koko's going to take that. And I don't want to take a Z move if this is going to be a Z move Tapu Koko. Like, Wild Charge would blow me back, so I bring in my Landorus. And I want to keep Magearna healthy, because Magearna Trick Room kind of just sweeps him. So he goes for the U-turn, expecting me to switch out. Nice play. He could have maybe went for an HP Ice, expected Landorus, but you never really know if Landorus is going to come out. So then comes Dragonite. I just go straight for the Explosion, just get rid of this Dragonite, because I don't want it to start Dragon Dancing up and being annoying. And Explosion does really, really nice for Gyarados as well, if you run into a Gyarados. So Explosion and Landorus is just all around a nice move to go for against any setup sweeper that is slower than Landorus. So now I bring in Lopunny. as Lopunny will easily just go for a Fake Out and then a Frustration to knock out Tapu Koko, unless you're going to be a Scarf Tapu Koko. But unfortunately, he lives on a sliver HP from the Fake Out, so he does get knocked out by rocks. But he does switch out, so maybe he's planning to Defog, but Scizor is not going to take a high jump kick, even after Frustration damage. If I didn't even get the Frustration damage, I don't think it could live a high jump kick. Unless you're going to be max defense like usually Mega Scizors are. Mega Scizors are usually like max defense, max HP. But yeah, he Mega Evolves right there, revealing he is going to be Mega Scizor, which I told you guys earlier. Spoiler alert. And Robobug goes down. In comes a Azumarill, and I decided to just go for the Frustration, get some nice damage up, and he actually turns out to be Citrus Berry Azumarill, so he was Bully Drum Azumarill. I thought he wasn't, huh? But he knocks me out with the Play Rough right there. Down goes Lopunny, which is totally fine because his Tapu Koko goes down to the rocks, so I'm not really scared of that. I bring in Magearna, and Magearna will easily just trigger him up and kind of just win. He goes for a Play Rough, which is interesting. I thought he would just go for a Water move. He doesn't. I don't know why. But yeah. Magearna will just sweep him now. So he switches out Azumarill, doesn't really matter. I still get the Soul Heart boost because Tapu Koko goes down to the Stealth Rocks. I mean, that's why Magearna is broken. Not really though, but I don't know. Maybe it is broken. I don't know. I love Magearna, so don't ban it. I mean, anyways, in comes Spoonerism, and I just go for the Fairium Z. I was thinking maybe he's just Focus Sash Alakazam at this point, because what else would you want to be? Because Focus Sash Shazam with counter is actually pretty decent, but he goes to also be Light Orb, because Light Orb hits like a truck as well. So we'll have to wait and see, but he is going to be just probably Life Orb because no Focus Sash activated. Since Magic Guard, Focus Sash is really good on Zam, and it ignores those Stealth Rocks and stuff. If Zam had Defog, that could be really good as a move with Magic Guard, honestly, because it just ignores rocks and everything, all the hazards. It would be awesome as a Defogger. So, anyways, in comes the Azumarill. Last mon, I'm just going to knock it out with the Thunderbolt, and that is going to be a GG versus Zach. So, still no switching to Blacephalon. Where's the Tyranitar's at? So anyways, next up we got versus Kites, and Kite looking at his team, Blacephalon food, but he could maybe play around the Crawdaunt with the Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu could take hits from Crawdaunt pretty decently because it does resist both my stats. So Blacephalon is going to be my choice of trying to break through his team and then clean up on Magearna. That's usually how the team works. My breakers, Blacephalon, Crawdaunt, and then clean up with Magearna. And also Mega Lopunny does well. And then we have Rocks, Ferrothorn, you know everything. So lead off Lando, get that nice U-turn off on the Uxie, do some nice chip to it, and we're just gonna go right into my Ferrothorn to get rocks up because I could go into my Blacephalon, go for a Shadow Ball, but what if he goes for a random knockoff? Like, I was kind of scared of that because Uxie does learn knockoff. What if he just goes for that and knocks out my Blacephalon? I don't want to risk that. So Ferrothorn is gonna be a play of choice. So brings in Manaphy on my Ferrothorn, which is interesting as I go into Blacephalon. I don't want to get slept on because he went for Yawn, which is cool, but still. I don't want my Ferrothorn to fall asleep, so now I bring in Ferrothorn again, which, honestly, he made a nice play, bringing in Manaphy. Maybe he really expected Blacephalon would come out, I don't know. Either way, he goes for Tail Glow, goes for an Ice Beam, I take that, not a 2-hit KO, and I get my rocks up, so that is very good for me, and better for Blacephalon to break through a Shadow Ball. So I just go for a Leech Seed over here as he goes for another Ice Beam. I could live that, unless he freezes me, but luckily no freeze. And luckily, no miss with this Leech Seed right there, so I get to get more chip HP. And now over here, I think he just clicked Scald. I guess I expect me to switch out, maybe into Magearna, expecting another Ice Beam or something. But honestly, I was just going to sack Ferrothorn because I have no good switching to Manaphy if he is just going to, Tail Glow up, and he did. So I just go for a Spike. So that's pretty nice. Got my rocks up, got my Spike up for his team. And he does burn me with that Scald, which is unfortunate. But, I mean, I get knocked out from Ice Beam either way if I didn't get burnt, so it doesn't really matter too much. So everything is looking good for me for Magearna to sweep and Blacephalon. He goes for actually another Tail Glow, which is weird. I thought he would try and knock me out because I have faster mons than Manaphy, like Mega Lopunny, and I can just go for a Fake Out, then a High Jump Kick. After Leech Seed damage, maybe even a Frustration can knock him out, I don't know. But yeah, I get another Spike up, which is good for me, unless he's planning to have Defog and defog them away. But I don't know if his Latios would have Defog, to be honest. I think last time we played he didn't have Defog with Latios. I think he brought like Mega Latios, and usually they don't run that. Mega Latios could run Defog, but either way, Lopunny comes in. Gonna go for the Fake Out, I do believe, and then I think I go for a High Jump Kick because the range he was at, I think Frustration doesn't knock him out, which was scary to me because I didn't want to risk Manaphy getting to live in frustration because he does have leftovers, so he is getting a little bit of chip HP. So yeah, he switches out Manaphy though into Tapu Bulu. So Tapu Bulu is gonna take this pretty dang. Actually, do I go frustration? I don't know. I remember I did a lot of damage to this Tapu Bulu because it takes so much damage from rocks and spikes. Yeah, I go for frustration. Okay, never mind. I guess it was a roll, and I just was like, you know what, whatever. We'll knock it out, and if it doesn't knock it out, we'll go into Landorus and like U-turn or something. So Mega Lopunny has no, I mean, he has no good switch on Mega Lopunny because Tapu Bulu got whittled down by those rocks and spikes. He let me get those spikes up. And now in comes Latios. I don't want to risk this being Choice Scarf Latios and catch a Psychic, so I'm going to switch on to Magearna. And if he is going to be, you know, Earthquake Mega Latios, I could just take it because I do have Grass Terrain up from his Tapu Bulu, so thanks for that. I appreciate that. So he does go for the Zen Headbutt, and he's going to be Mega Latios. So that has good information, so now Mega Lopunny will easily just KO it if he's going to keep it nice and low. So he does go for Earthquake right there, which is interesting. I didn't expect that since, you know, Grass Terrain is up, and I could easily take that. So yeah, I just go for the Flash Cannon and knock him out. Pretty nice for me. You're getting that nice Soul Heart boost, and maybe I can even trick him up and just start going in on his team. So he brings in Xurkitree. Xurkitree could be a little annoying if it is going to be Z Hypnosis. It's actually a threat if it is that set because Tail Glow is kind of scary, but he does have Substitute. I decided to just stay in because I knew I could take a hit and just go for a Trickery. But yeah, he could just keep spamming Substitute if he is going to go that route and stall out Trick Room. But honestly, I'm getting recovery from Grass Terrain, so I'll take that. But Grass Terrain goes away, so never mind. So, going to go for Flash Cannon, as Flash Cannon would break the Substitute since I am at +1 with the Soul Heart. And he could go for Thunderbolt, he could go for a Z move if he is that, but he is going to go for a Thunderbolt. I mean, he's not Z move, he has leftovers, what am I saying? His Z mover is not going to be that. And also, funny enough, his Manaphy would have been Z-move too, but it's leftovers. So, Xurkitree and Manaphy, usually Z-movers on a team, but he's both leftovers, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Anyways, we go for the Fairium Z, as it should easily knock out Xurkitree, and he has no subs up. So, yeah, down it goes. And Trick Room is still up, so Magearna is going to do a lot of damage versus the rest of his team. In comes Bulu, but Bulu is literally going to get blown back by the hazards. So down it goes. Kind of wish he got the Grass Terrain up because then I would get more recovery, which would be nice. So in comes Manaphy right there. I do have the Thunderbolt, and that would easily KO Manaphy. And yeah, down goes Manaphy to the Thunderbolt. Trick Room is still up, so pretty nice for me. Magearna kind of just sweeping his team. And even though I did waste my Fairium Z, it would be nice for the Uxie. I could have maybe knocked him out with just a raw Fleur Cannon on the Xurkitree. I'd rather just not miss, to be honest. So in comes Uxie. I just go for the Flash Cannon since I'm at, I think, +3 now. Since Tapu Bulu went down, Manaphy went down, Xurkitree went down, yep. Doesn't matter if I KO them, so down it goes. Now I'm at +4. And in comes Celebi. So Celebi could have Earth Power, and I think he actually does have Earth Power, and KOs my Magearna. But he goes for Stealth Rock, so he doesn't do that. And I guess I just go for Fleur Cannon. I don't know, I thought he had Earth Power, I don't know. Down goes Celebi to the +4 Fleur Cannon. I think next game he brought like Earth Power Celebi, because I think he used a variation of this team before in another OU battle. So GG to Kites. Magearna just went in. Sorry. But next up we got is versus Mr. Am2, and looking at his team, he has an interesting team with Crawdaunt and Feraligatr. With Talonflame, you don't see that too much. And then Scizor, probably Mega, and then Gliscor. A lot of Gliscors and Scizors today. And then that Scary Zeraora. So pretty much all that offense on his team. Probably, you guys will see everything has like Sora's Dance except for Zeraora. I'll lead off with Lopunny. He leads off with Claw Lady, and I'm just going to go for the Fake Out, as it is going to do some nice chip to Scizor, you know, a little bit, like 5 to 10%. And he stays in, so I'm guessing he just wants to maybe go for a U-turn or something like that. So I am going to go for a high jump kick when the Fake Out happens, and just trying to KO him, which it actually does to KO him. He's not going to be, I guess, max defense. If he is, then +2 Bull Punch does way too much damage, because you guys will see. He goes for a Sora's Dance right there, and Bull Punch almost one-shots my Mega Lopunny. Like, this is insane damage to me. Mega Scizor is such a threat late game if you let it. Sora's Dance up, and you don't have an answer to it. But luckily, he just, like, you know, let off with it and tried to sweep me with it. So, pretty nice for me. Anyways, in comes Crawdaunt. I predict an Aqua Jet, so I go into my Ferrothorn, as Ferrothorn will easily take an Aqua Jet, and I mean, pretty obvious. What else are you going to do? Go for a knockoff on a Mega Lopunny? I doubt that. Like, what if I just high jump kick you? So he takes nice Iron Barbs damage. If he has Focus Sash, then that is broken. So, in comes Talonflame, as I do get my rocks up. If he has any other Focus Sashers, those are broken, unless he's going to be default Talonflame, which I doubt. I think he's just going to go for another Swords Dance, because I think every one of his mons learned Swords Dance, except for Zeraora, like I said. So I bring in Landorus, as it is going to be Intimidate, and I do have that beautiful Stone Edge to do some good damage to this Talonflame. So, Talonflame goes for the Swords Dance, and I go for Stone Edge, knock you out. And luckily, no Focus Sash on the Talonflame. I thought maybe he would be Zemo, though, to be honest, because +1 Talonflame Brave Bird could do a decent chunk to Landorus. I think Landorus would live that, though. But anyways, in comes Gliscor, I go to Crawdaunt, he goes for a Swords Dance, and I told you, Swords Dance everything. So, I am not going to live this +2 Facade against this Gliscor. I thought maybe I could live and go for Crab Paper, but nope, boing, 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 down I go. So, goodbye Crawdaunt. And yeah, that's pretty, I mean, that's a pretty cool theme team. He should have had, like, maybe, everything have Swords Dance, because I'm pretty sure he could switch out Zeraora for something. I don't know. Tapu Koko should learn Swords Dance. That'd be broken. Wild Charge Swords Dance. I feel like Tapu Koko would be the Pokemon to learn Swords Dance as well. It looks like it could. But either way, Blacephalon knocks it out. Mind Blown. You already know. It always KOs. And I decided to just stay in because what if he predicts my Ferrothorn switching? But no, he doesn't. He just goes for the opposite. So he makes pretty much obvious plays. Just sets up and goes. So I bring in Magearna, as Magearna will easily take anything Crawdaunt wants to go for and get the trigger him up. He goes for a knockoff, which is interesting. I guess maybe he thought I was a Soul Vest. I don't know, gets rid of the item, but he could have went for Crab Hammer and done some big boy damage, but oh well. Gonna go for that Fairium Z and claim a life, and that is gonna be GG because there's nothing you can do against Fairium Z Magearna, to be honest. Scizor would have been a good switch-in if he did have that, but that got KO'd by Mega Lopunny first turns of the game, so unfortunate. And plus, once I get that +1, Thunderbolt's gonna do way too much, unless you're gonna be Spadef. So Zeraora comes out. Gonna Fleur Cannon that, knock it out. So goodbye. Luckily no miss. And plus I probably would live anything unless he's gonna be like Fairium Z Zeraora, but I doubt that. So get it +2, and the last mon, I think it's Feraligatr, unless he has another mon. Yeah, the last mon Feraligatr, and I'm just gonna Thunderbolt that and knock it out. So yeah, GG to Mr. AM. Pretty cool team, even though I wouldn't use Feraligatr and OU because you have Crawdaunt, and I mean, I'm using Crawdaunt, and that's a UU-mon, but hey, Crawdaunt is just so good. Anyways, that is going to be it for the Wi-Fi battles. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and comment question of the day is, what do you guys think Gen 8 is going to be for next year? And what are your hopes and dreams for Gen 8? What do you guys want to see in Gen 8? If you are playing Let's Go, maybe you want some things from Let's Go in Gen 8, like Pokemon following you, maybe Pokemon in the overworld. I doubt anybody wants the catching from Let's Go, because sometimes it's a little wonky. You throw it to the right and it goes to the left. Literally. It's weird. But maybe they can improve on that. So leave it down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, everybody.